Hey there viewers, my name is Torinski and welcome back to another Sunday stream. Today we're going to be jumping right back into Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup where we left off last time. Oops, let's not accidentally type things in when I mute and unmute and change scenes. Whoops. But yeah, where we last left off, we unfortunately lost our very first intro run trying to show off stuff with our Minotaur fighter, I believe it was. But our second run here with GrEE, our Gargoyle Earth Elementalist, is going pretty smoothly so far. So we'll jump right into it here. And to start off, we'll definitely have to do a little self-recap to remember exactly where we left the run. So we'll start by pressing just a few key combos. One moment, there we are. Alright, so let's start off with a Control O. So that gives us the dungeon overview, which is always a good place to start. Just see where we've explored, see if there are any special characters we've left running around. I think that just at the end of last episode we went through and cleared out most of the named uniques, so fortunately not gonna have to worry so much about those or having to remember who's where. But okay, I forgot to mention it when we saw it, but learning feels good, man. Yeah, no, always fun, especially in this game. There's so much. I personally always forget a bunch of the hotkeys as well, so hopefully I don't forget anything. But let's see. So yeah, didn't mention Snake when we saw it last time. That's always good to note which of the S branches we got. So you either get Snake or Spider. Snake is alright. I'd actually personally kind of prefer Spider. They're kind of scary. They deal a lot of damage, but usually quite squishy. I guess either way we should be good. We're on a Gargoyle Earth Elementalist. But we're currently on layer 2, or level 2 of the lair. That's the way I should phrase that. And what else do we want to check out? The second one, Shift 5 for the percent sign and see where our character's at. Because we have really nice resistances. That's what's good to see besides will. Don't like having this low of will because we just might get paralyzed by something and completely destroyed. But the other thing we'll quickly check, even though I don't think it matters here, is Shift A is our mutations. And yeah, nothing weird has happened. This is all just our normal gargoyle stuff. But okay, I think with that, we're pretty much ready to keep exploring here. We'll probably just keep heading down through the lair until we run into something too scary or we get near the bottom. Alright, I guess the other thing I should definitely do, remember what my spells are. Remember where my spells are. Because yeah, I currently have these bound to 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top of my keyboard using the macros. So it's good to know what casts which. Perfect. And with that, let's start heading down. Should be a fairly smooth go still for the most part, unless we run into something very scary. That's close. 7-headed Hydra, definitely not what we want to see. So let's double check this, and then what's our petrify chance? 44%. Okay, resisted the first time. So now we have to just think if we want to stand our ground here, we can get 2 more petrify chances in potentially. Hydra might step here, which is always a pain in the butt, but we would be stepping off into the unknown potentially if we had to walk away, which is never a good thing. I'm feeling a little lucky, and we are really high armor class as a gargoyle. Normally casters, I'd be very scared of something that hits this many times in a turn, but fortunately as long as you have really good armor class, a Hydra isn't quite as scary. Let's just try not to cut off any heads. That's always a bad thing. And try not to take unnecessary damage. So you know, 1 more petrify. Okay. So that one started the petrify working. I'm probably going to duck down here. Our other option there was definitely to just start casting our LRD spell on one of these rock walls and, you know, start blasting. But this is just a little bit safer. I can walk a bit more towards the stairs and then rapidly deconstruct this buddy. Not quite there, but good damage. Now we run back, regaining mana while we do so, which is always good. stand on the stairs just in case anything else scary shows up. And then... Oh, what happened there? I pressed 2 hotkeys at once and it totally threw up the game. Whoops. I accidentally let the Hydra step one step closer. Did I? Maybe? Okay, so we can either stone arrow it or try for another petrify. Not that. Let's not blow ourselves up, shall we? Yeah, okay, stone arrows will just do the trick. Maybe we should have done that from the start. But I like the fancy combo of petrifying things and then blowing them up. It's kind of fun. Okay, so we'll let this toad step a little bit closer and then just use stone arrows on that buddy. Okay, we learned a bunch of transmutation spells, or gained the ability to learn them at the very least. I don't know if there's anything in here that we'll want too badly, especially if we go back into our skills here and we double check the asterisk key. We can see all of our aptitudes for stuff, and gargoyles, not so great at changing their body shape. One of the best transmutation spells is statue form, and as a gargoyle, we're already a statue, so not as much of a point in trying to work against this bad aptitude and train that up. So hopefully we see a better spellbook soon. But speaking of skills, I should probably change some of this stuff up. Like, I'm going to start getting another defensive skill, so we're going to start bringing shields online. And then pressing the equal key, you can set skill targets for things. So if we do equals and then H, we can tell this to go as high as 5, and then it'll automatically shut off, which is always a nice thing to set up. I'm tempted to do the same with Earth Magic at 20. I'm really hoping we get some more powerful Earth spells right away here. That'd be nice. If you're listening, Behemoth, I'd love to gift, or love it if you'd gift me some of those. But on the off chance we don't get them, what else do we want to train? Because that's always the interesting thing about an RNG based game like most roguelikes is, especially I guess one that's this wide open and allows you to fluctuate between builds and stuff. You never know what we're going to get, so we might want to switch tracks completely at some point if necessary. Just always good to keep in mind. But no crazy killer weapon yet. I do kind of like this trident. Actually, we lose 1 pip of resist fire. Oh, we only have 1. At least we wouldn't get a negative or a vulnerability to fire. So we could start using this trident. Train that up a bit. Reaching weapons are always very nice, as I think we saw that on our first run when we played as a Minotaur fighter, because worshipping Hep? Forget. I don't think without having it written down in front of me. Oh, actually, I can get it written down in front of me. Let's control O. Hepliac Liquana was our god last time around. Yes, with an ancestor buddy, spheres were very good. But even without, it's nice having the extra reach. Besides, you never know what kind of summoning spells we could get going on our buddy here. I don't know why I'm walking up to this buddy. I should just throw some stone arrows at everyone. So it looks like this is a spellbook that we've already learned, which is too bad. Oh, it's actually the one that we just picked up in this very same lair floor. Would you look at that? I like to pick these up anyway. It does absolutely nothing. Once you've learned spells and it turns off the auto pickup, you don't have to worry about it, but reading is good, right? So let's keep something to carry around in the dungeon for those long dark nights. Okie dokie, a bunch of blink frogs. Not something I should have just been so casual about starting here. We don't want to run out of mana, and these buddies do whack quite a punch. Or pack quite a punch. So I should say that. Let's take a look here. Yeah, the main thing is that they're very fast. They deal up to 20 damage, and they're often going to come up to us, smash us a little bit, and then just blink out of there. So that's... I'd like to get to a choke point. Even something too wide would be nicer than this, where they're going to surround us. The other option is to head for the stairs, though. Because that way, if they blink off of us, we can just zip right up, be out of their hair completely, or have them out of our hair, I guess. So let's just walk over to the stairs. I think we should be okay. Again, gargoyles, pretty awesome with how much armor class they have. It's fairly forgiving. And then one cool thing to keep in mind with most ranged weapons and a lot of ranged spells that only hit the first thing, it's nice when enemies are stacked up like this, because if you miss someone, the enemy behind them will get hit. So, oh, I thought we might have killed them, but definitely just blinked away. But I think we did hit the one behind that time, so what great timing. I'd like it if you two blinked away. But the other option is to take these two upstairs with us if we think we can kill them. Which I do kind of think we can. With 20 mana. I'm gonna do it. So we go up. It looks like only one frog followed us, so even easier than we thought. And we can just take our time, rest up. Then we'll go down kicking here, because if we clear up enough, yeah, we're just gonna stay down here, not retreat back up. Still not totally sure how the new timer works. So back in older versions of the game, before this most recent patch, you were kind of limited in how long you could spend in the dungeon by food, or that was the idea with certain god combos and that kind of thing. Wasn't really that much of a problem. Come on, blow up Hydra. It's so much more fun. Yes. I mean, brutal, but awesome. Yeah, now that food's gone, they wanted some way of preventing people from just sitting in a corner all day screaming, waiting for monsters to wander around to them. So now there's the Zot clock, which eventually just kills you outright. But I think... Can I hit? I should have been checking this earlier if I can hit multiple slimes. Could have earlier. Whoops. Actually, we still can. Out here. Is that worth it? Should kill a few. Gives us back mana too, I think, which is kind of nice. Anyway, maybe we'll start doing stone arrows into the buddy in front of us before we get too corroded. So corrosion is really dangerous, mostly done by slimes, but there might be a couple of other monsters that do it, like an entropy weaver. But yeah, temporarily reduces the effectiveness of our weapon as if it had a -4 enchantment put on it, and the same with our armor as well, which is no good. So yeah, here, there we go. Yeah, we lose a bunch of armor class there. Well, I guess we just lose a total of 4, so not each armor piece. That's a good clarification to make. But we're still okay here. Probably just going to keep blasting unless we get in a dangerous situation, because I do feel fairly safe. We're one-hitting most of these things. In fact, I'm going to tab attack for a little bit here, try and regain some mana. But back to the Zot clock. It essentially adds some turns to the timer every time you enter a new area or a new branch. And if it hits 0 turns, you lose. And it does give you some warning though. So I'm a little bit scared because I'm normally a very slow player. I mean, I'm not totally sure how we're going to be playing it here, but when I play on my own, oh my gosh, that was a lot scarier than I thought. Komodo dragons, very sketchy if you let them get up close. But yeah, when I played on my own, I have a bunch of habits that are holdovers from when I first played this game way back in the day. So way back then, monsters would pick up things that were left on the ground. So if you wanted to stash any special items, or especially like potions or scrolls, you'd have to hide them somewhere. Or the most popular place was you'd go to the second floor of Lair. On Lair, it's all animals, so no one can pick up your stuff. It's only like humanoid creatures or intelligent creatures, I think. And so I always have made my stashes on Lair 2, even though nowadays it doesn't really matter. You can kind of leave stuff wherever you want throughout the dungeon and no one will mess with it. We'll see what we do on these runs. For the most part, I only really care about having a dedicated base if we have certain deities, because if we worship the god Gozag, can build shops and stuff, so I like setting up a little settlement somewhere. Nice. Well, we got the Hydra hit right away with the Petrify. That's the one. But unfortunately, it might walk up to us. Okay, no, we're good. I didn't want it to be right next to us because LRD blows up. Very dangerous to be close to a statue you've made. Oops. Should have definitely stopped there. I was going to autopilot, especially for just seeing new items on the ground like this. So we run over, pick up this cloak. Let's run back to our upstairs. You know, let's take some time to reacquaint ourselves with our inventory. It's just gone completely filled up now. We have a whole lot of identify scrolls. So let's just start burning a little bit. I'd like to find out which of these are blink scrolls. Well, we have 7. We've identified identify scrolls, teleport scrolls, and remove curse scrolls, and we still have 7 of something. Ooh, 7 fog scrolls. That's a very solid thing for certain enemies in the later game here, so definitely happy to see that. Let's see what else we can find here. We've already identified healing potions. We have not identified mana potions or magic potions, so maybe we'll burn a couple of identifies on these buddies. Potion of Attraction. Still haven't tried those out, so might get an opportunity. Potion of Berserk Rage. Let's just toss that on the ground. We'll not be using that. I'm very apt to get myself killed on a caster. Such silly antics. Even though it can be a panic button in the most dire of emergencies. What else here? Let's toss out this dagger of venom we've been lugging around. Now we have 2 special weapons that both give us intelligence +7, so won't be using that buddy anytime soon. We've also gained some shield skill, so we go into our cast menu by hitting Z and then question mark. We can check out the failure rates on all these, 0, 1, 1, 1, and then we can try putting on the shield now. We're not quite at the required level to wield it with no penalties. Oh, it's 4, not 5. Whoops. Messed that up in my goal setting. But we can still check it a bit early here, go into our casting, and as long as it doesn't negatively impact these too much, totally good to start using it now. And so that will help us get a little bit more defensive as well. And what else? Right, change that skill. So I'd come in here, =, H, just want that to be a 4. Perfect. With certain classes and characters, we definitely be trying to be a bit more careful about what we're training, but I'm being super lax, just maxing out earth magic. What is our power actually at for these? We can exclamation point to toggle the spell view to this. See, only 44% on LRD, so that can still pack quite a bit of a punch, more than what we're hitting at. Horrible analogy, but moving on. What I totally had forgotten, and this is why what I should have probably done, is scan through my inventory when we started just to remember what we had, because we have this Ring of Resist Corrosion, which would have been a good idea when we were facing all those slimes, but again, think of the past, which you're just gonna brush on by. This is why I never learned from my mistakes. And there we go. We finally identified which of our scrolls are blinking scrolls. This is the easiest panic button escape in the game. Because yeah, it allows you to teleport to anywhere in your sight. So 2 of those will pretty much save you from any fate, as long as you're not playing very, very risky, which we sometimes are, but let's ignore that for now. And what else shall we do? I don't want to drop the stones because we use those occasionally still for Sandblast. Oh, I should double check actually. Shift M is our memorize key. Just want to make sure that Vehemut isn't switching up which spell we have offered, because we're on the lookout for very specific ones for sure. And with that, we might be okay for the moment. Maybe I'll burn the last identify scroll here. There's no real point in hanging on to those. If we really need to, we can always wield ID any items we find, and we've identified most of the useful potions and whatnot, so all good there. Last thing, I'm going to drop Scrolls of Amnesia. So yeah, these allow us to forget one of our skills and regain any of the spell slots that we spent on it. We don't need to carry them around with us, though. We'll mostly be doing that kind of stuff between areas, or when we find a really good spell or something like that. More rocks, another identifier right away. That's always good. I hate having the short range spells, just having to flip through them. But fortunately with macros, not quite as bad as it could be. And what did we get there? Another scroll fog and a lightning rod, so we have an evocable. This is an alright one, sends a lightning bolt along a line. I think it pierces all enemies, so that's pretty solid. Has 4 charges before it has to be recharged, which is done by gaining experience within your inventory, I believe. Ooh, Death Axe, which I took a step towards because I'm playing very rashly. So I'm going to start going diagonal and to the right down towards our stairs, like we do. Oh, in fact, we can just keep heading down this way. And now, what would we like to do? I kind of want to let one catch me and then bring it upstairs. Chance to petrify is only 15%. That's not great, unfortunately. What other options do we have? I'm actually kind of curious, how does that compare? 1% on the wand. That makes sense. I think you can increase the chances with this by training evocations, because that works on wands and these special items like we just picked up, but fortunately not something that we're really going to be seeing too much of. I might train a bit of evocations if we see a condenser vein. I've heard they're good. I've never tried one myself, but let's just start firing off as they approach here. And then we can bring this hurt one up with us. Keep playing things nice and safe here. Next, we go to the other downstairs, the one that we started on. We try our best to just find one of these buddies. That's not one of our Death Yaks. Hey, Hydra. Yeah, do it. Let's do it. I wonder which of these deals more damage. I guess the Hydra's not totally turned into stone yet. So let's definitely just slam the wall next to them. Oh, it killed them right before they turned to stone. We don't get to blow up a Hydra today. Okay, yeah, can't reach you. Take one step closer. Perfect. Okay, so here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm seeing if I'm messing up. Okay. It's always good to double check, make sure they won't arrive next to us at the same time. But this one reaches us first, so let's change targets. Did I? No, I was wrong in some way, right? They can reach us at the same time. Brain. So, we're just gonna run. Try and play this spellcaster safe as possible here. So we really want to see a couple more things where we lose this introduction run. But keep it moving here. I'm being kind of risky. I should probably clear my back here before I get snuck up on. Oh, in fact, yeah, I never picked up that cloak because my inventory was full. Shows how much attention we're paying today. Luckily, we're not being harshly punished for it yet. All it takes is a couple bad turns, though. Okay, pick this up. Okay, the Death Yak noticed us, which means we can pull this buddy down this way. Ooh, they took a shortcut that I didn't. Whoops. Let's just start launching. It's gonna be sketchy. Even facing one of these is very scary, so I'm glad we didn't try and face tank the two. But okay. Just one left. As usual, I immediately hit auto explore and start doing dangerous things. Okay, that might be the Death Yak itself. So LRD is fortunately one of the few spells we have that's actually infinitely ranged, or total sight range. And hopefully these stone arrows finish the job, which they do. Keep it on moving. And there's our next S branch, as they're called. So yes, shoals and swamp are neither or that you can find. Shoals is usually pretty nice to find, especially since you'll get a lot of javelins, a lot of throwing nets. Can be pretty dangerous though. Fortunately, once we hit a certain level as a gargoyle, we can fly. And so it becomes a bit less of a problem to be surrounded by water. I was kind of hoping to see swamp in this game, because I'm pretty sure swamp has seen some changes in version 0.26. There we go. Ring of Flight, even if we don't gain the ability to fly as a gargoyle. Let's just drop that for now. We probably will not be using it. And we'll try on these scarves. Scarf of Harm? I don't think so. I believe these make us deal more damage, but we also take more damage. So it could be interesting, but not on this buddy. As tanky as gargoyles are, I don't want my spellcaster being slammed. What else? We should try out this ruined cloak. Preservation. Oops, clicked on the boots. Preservation is resistance for corrosion. Okay, just making sure it wasn't anything else because I was pretty sure it was just the one. So this would give us 2 armor class, which isn't nothing. Yeah, it brings us up 24, but I like having the extra resistances. So I'll probably drop this cloak for now. We can always switch to the ring anyway, which is a bit easier of a change. All right, there's another scarf here we had to run away from. Ooh, so now we get to play some styles crawl here. Do we like the tasteful white scarf? I think I like my purple scarf, especially with the like Sphinx mask we're rocking. We'll keep rocking the pink or the purple. Not quite the same thing. How are we doing? We're down to layer 4, so just a couple more floors to go. Usually the very bottom floor of any area is where things are going to be the scariest. So it's where, after this next floor, we'll definitely want to take stock of that kind of stuff. This is a bad stair. Oh, just completely surrounded. Yeah, if these toads weren't here, I have such a fun play in mind, because I think if we petrified this one... Actually, is petrify... Oh, never mind. Line of sight only. So, oh jeez. I did the right click cancel thing again. But, hey, you're being petrified, and are you coming upstairs with us? No. Okay, we're going to a different downstairs. But the cool thing about petrify is we can always try and cast it on something, and then get it to, like, clog up a hallway and block other enemies. Always a good strat to keep in mind at the very least. And yeah, this is a bit safer of a stairway for us to explore from. Get these buddies' attention and then run backwards and let them all come to us. Not too bad. We'll just keep throwing out these stone arrows. The yaks go down. Sometimes the auto explorer does these scary things. Like, I wish that it was a bit more consistent, but that's asking for a lot. It's already doing a lot of the heavy lifting for me here. Okay, so we're slow from the snail. Probably gonna go to the hatch here. And then we completely cleared the floor above us, so I don't believe there's any danger in me taking this hatch up, fortunately. And I don't believe monsters follow up hatches. But I could be wrong about that. Let's learn. Let's go up. Hey, it followed us. Good thing we test these things out. Wait, where did you come from? Should we leave a spiny toad on this level? That's scary. We're not in good condition to be fighting multiple enemies. We wanted to take out that raging polar bear on its own. Okay, so we're switching to our third undiscovered stairs. Might as well keep scouting. Oh, it's right by these ones. Fun. Slightly better situation though. I'm gonna start fighting. You know what? No, we're taking you up. And now starts the fun game of stair dancing back and forth just a little bit here. That's not who we saw before. Where did our old enemies go? We'll blow up, I believe, casting LRD on stronger walls does more damage. So these stone deal more damage than these rock, which is kind of cool. Let's blow up this Hydra, making a lot of noise. But we're right by our stairs. So yeah, let's grab this bullfrog's attention. Ooh, 2 bullfrogs' attention. And fight them on the stairs just in case we need to run. But I will fight you crazy kids. Yeah, we'll keep LRDing these blink frogs. I don't mind casting, yeah, high level mana spell while we're on the stairs because again, we can always run away. Just pop right back up, regain all of our mana, and then fight things in a more straightforward way. But this is working pretty well. We're making a lot of noise, bringing all the enemies to us. Dream Sheep are scary because they will put us to sleep. And yeah, we have bad will resist on this character, so important to keep stuff like that in mind. Because I think that's affected by that. Could be wrong. Maybe we should have checked out the sheep while we had a live sample in front of us. Run back to the stairs. Blow up there once. Stone arrow once. Nice. And there we go. Our wings grow larger and stronger, so now we're able to naturally fly, which is very useful. Does mean we can drop flight potions, and we already dropped that ring. Perfect. So I don't believe we left anything down these stairs. I was in a kind of a rush to hurry back up, so if we go into our X mode here, I like to use Shift X. I think you can also just use X, and it's just without moving the whole screen. Can't explore the whole level, but for what we're doing doesn't matter. If we're on the stairs using the square bracket keys, will let you look down them. Actually, you have to be on Shift X. I lied. Okay, so this way it doesn't work. Shift X, square bracket to the right, or right square bracket. Lets us peek down, see what we were last looking at here. Make sure we're safe, and then let's pop down. And we'll keep just making a lot of noise and blowing things up. I'm not in quite as safe of a place now as I was a moment ago, or last time around on the stairs, but we've cleared a lot more of the floor, so I'm feeling okay at this point. Ooh, spellbook. Just walk over this one manually. Okay, so this looks like a summoning spellbook. Probably not quite what I'm looking for, especially since it doesn't have some of the late game summons that I really like. Yeah. Summon Lightning Spire was amazing like 3 versions ago. Summon Ice Beast is really good on an Ice Elementalist, but I think we're strong enough that it's not really necessary for us. But maybe. I'm not really finding anything else to train. Definitely, yeah, playing this pretty fast and loose. But that's the beauty of gargoyles when you have even just a bit of experience under your belt. Definitely one of the nicer classes to play. Or species, that is. Do I want to fight here? Oh, I can close the door. So they're all animals. So fortunately, no thumbs. Gonna have some problems with the doors here. So I'm gonna peek around to this side. Actually, yeah. And then here, can I petrify you? And I want you to be petrified. Right. Oh, no. You son of a... They're getting smarter. Wonder what happened there. Did the death yak just rush on through? So yeah, very scary animals. Deal heavy damage. Have high health. Well, What do I wish to do? Probably just run. There we go. The wolf still clogged up the doorway, preventing the rest of those creatures from following. So we'll take our friendly death yak here, bring it upstairs. Fight tete-a-tete here. There we go. And just rinse and repeat. Hopefully not using up too many turns here. Again, there is a clock slowly ticking down. Ooh. Lindworm, hello. Not too shabby here. It does seem like, yeah, we've released the contents of that vault upon the world here, but it's honestly almost better in some ways. Sometimes it's nice to open those areas up and then let things spread out. It makes it a bit easier to fight them one by one, which is definitely a useful thing in this game, or a very important thing. So I guess here we have a live dream sheet. Dream dust. Doesn't seem to be percentage things. Maybe there's nothing we could do about these buddies. But that's fine. Fortunately, on their own, they shouldn't be too bad. As long as there aren't a bunch of other monsters around to smack us around while we're fast asleep. Where's the cane code? Cane code? Cane toad. And almost done making our way through this. I kind of like this cool little vault spawn area. We're getting a lot of interesting looking structures this run. So I turned around this corner in case this basilisk comes. I don't want to be paralyzed. Because, oh, we can't become petrified. We're gargoyles. Right, gargoyles make everything easier. So yeah, petrify, not a problem. Paralyze, still a big issue. But it's been a fairly successful couple of floors here. It's gone fairly well so far. So let's start taking a look at all of our skills here. Earth Magic almost up to level 20. Skills cap out at level 27, but it gets very difficult to level up those last few levels. I guess, yeah, you can kind of see based on the costs here. Things that are low level, very much cheaper than a single level up here. But I think we shall stop training fighting for just a little bit. It's an okay point. This is, yeah, mostly affects our total health, stuff like that. And we shall instead start training some armor in the background here. Once we have some armor skill, we should be able to wear slightly heavier armor, add to our already sweet armor class score. And okay. Now we reevaluate the plan. So we could head down to the 6th layer floor. Could have a scary kind of end vault. It's usually almost like a boss room of sorts. That has a few different variations that we can get. Some will be easier to deal with than others. Otherwise, we could head to some of our new branches that we've uncovered, the snake or the shoals. Take a peek around there and see what we can find. Because we're right here, and it's going all right, I think we'll pop down into layer 6. If it's something very scary, we can always run away. And in fact, I'm just going to peek down that stairs, run out to this stair, peek down. Hydra, hello? No, let's take you out. Should be able to kill this Hydra before, oh, all the stuff from there reaches us. You know what? Yeah, we're taking you upstairs, Hydra. I'm not going to risk this. Perfect. So this stair is dangerous. So I'm gonna shift X, go over it, and press the E key twice. First one gives you that big anything in sight of the area. Don't walk in sight range. pressing a second time just makes it that square. And now this will give us a little warning if we try and use that stairway. Let's check out our third one. Bunch of wolves to greet us. Okay, let's definitely just bring all you up and head into choke point here. Unfortunately, I think 2 will always be getting us, but stone arrows will take care of this lot pretty quickly. And in fact, I think we're gonna keep going down this stair. So I don't mind fighting a couple more of these bad boys. Perfect. Let's let everything come to us for a little bit here. Again, we might have cracked, that might have been the end vault that we saw at the other stairway. So by getting all the monsters to attack the bushes and leave, maybe cracked it open a little bit. Ooh, you're hard to hit. Vehement offers us knowledge of Hailstorm. Let's go upstairs. Take a look. So another ice spell. I do want certain ice spells, but I don't think Hailstorm is the one for us. I guess we could, by hitting exclamation point, we switch between these options and we can head to describe, go to Hailstorm, and conjures a cannonade of hail. Eye of the storm is wide enough the monsters adjacent are not affected. Cool. Bypasses cold resistance, but not cold immune. Could be fun to pick up, even temporarily. We do have a few Amnesia scrolls to burn, but we'll save those spell slots for now. Stingy. Okay, buddy. There we go. Get the attention of some monsters. Run to the stairs. And we'll rest here for a bit. See if that other yak. I thought that other yak would definitely have heard us. Or heard the kerfuffle. Okay, Hydra. Little Hydra pal here. Not too bad though. Lots of rock walls on its way up. Just didn't deal with too many problems. Elephants. Elephants are definitely another monster that could be a sign of what we're going to see in the end vaults. And dangerous part about elephants, if we press X, go over them V, they can trample. So they can knock us back, which means even if we try and go upstairs here, the elephant could push us off and prevent us. So right away, we're going to try and go up. We were fortunate here. And let's just take out these buddies. We'll still go down, I think, and fight this other elephant. Okay, risking it a little bit. Maybe we won't do it with 2 elephants on the move now. So we'll switch back to our first staircase. Go down here and get a bit of a new approach angle. Oh, that's not fun. So yeah, hornets, very fast, unfortunately. And they can poison, which isn't a big deal for us. The paralysis, I don't know if that works on us, because the poison doesn't. Not something I want to find out either. Plus, yeah, Komodo dragons and all that. Okay, so if you look up here, our noise just went up to this bright pinky magenta color. That's because we just got marked. So this is, I think, the highest amount of noise we can make. It happens when we trigger a mark trap. So that is very unfortunate. This is where, yeah, everything on the level just hurt us. So this is everything. In fact, if we look through this, we might be able to guess what monsters are around us. There's lots of hissing, lots of croaking. Roars could be hydras. Trumpeting would be elephants. Elephants, elephants, elephants. 5 snakes. A loud, deep croak. Loud, deep croak. Interesting. And very scary. So we're going to keep running here to the stairs. I'm worried about what's going to come at us from the bottom here, since everyone running to the party. Fortunately, just this water moccasin. So we'll take this small little party upstairs with us and take them out, I guess. Oh boy, what a fun layer 6 it's been so far. So waiting up here, let that Sentinel's mark expire from us. Not everything will be heading our direction, but bottom of these stairs, it has a bit of a welcome party for sure. So, oh man, I think we head back to this stair because I could fight 2 elephants. Yeah, I was gonna say if they're still here, I was kind of hoping that they would have been drawn off to the other side of the map, but no, we'll take it. And then funnel these buddies into an area where we're only getting hit by 1 at a time. Start launching. Perfect. And then not too worried about this final one in the fight. Now we have a safe stairwell again. Hurrah. A bunch of elephants. So there might be... The elephant vault, I think, is like a cool structure-looking building. It's usually like top of the map or bottom of the map, north-south. Okay, these buddies are dangerous. So yeah, this buddy has blink allies encircling, so it can suddenly teleport a bunch of baddies in around us. So let's maybe get off an LRD. I was hoping that would be a little more powerful, but stone arrows will have to do it. Got very lucky, I think, that we did not get encircled. Black Mamba. Should be able to kill before it approaches, and then Nethack again is a little bit scary. Let's go to the stairs, restore our magic, and start exploring again. Don't know where that Nethack ended up. Should probably clear back. This is going okay. Start running the second we see both a Hydra and a Komodo dragon, because that is a lot of potential damage. So, okay, you're not too bad to petrify. Didn't work. Yeah, do you know what? We'll just LRD a bit. That does work. It was a little risky with the Hydra in the end there. Left it up to my last scrap of mana, but it worked. Doesn't mean it's not stupid though. Okay, wait for them to see us and approach, since we're on a nice safe spot. Come on, Nethack. Oh geez, I only wanted one of you. Perfect. Hit it a couple times on its way, and then let's just finish these buddies off one at a time, because they are just a wee bit scary. Maybe able to, yeah, kill you. This is a little risky. Oh, dang it, especially when I let the yak close. Did not mean to do that. But never punished. At least not on this easy combo. Perfect. So yeah, slowly just building up an amassed pile of bodies where we've been fighting everything at the stairways, but it's definitely working. It also doesn't look like the elephant hall ending here, because this looks special and vaulty to me. So I'm guessing we're gonna have a bunch of like tunnels into the center here, which is cool. Oh, frozen. We're encased in ice. I'm guessing it slows us. It does slow us, but it doesn't last very long, so that's not too bad. That's something that has been in the game for a long time, and I've dealt with it on many runs, but I've never been too worried about ice drakes, besides whether I have cold resistance or not. So didn't actually know for a fact what it did. Just some guesses. But we'll bring this Hydra over here, try and petrify this son of a gun. Nice. Finish it off with an LRD. Beautiful. Horrible, but beautiful. And we'll keep using LRDs. Try and draw stuff to us on the stairs here. Okay, elephants. Ooh, 3 elephants. Actually, decent chance to petrify these buddies. Good thing to keep in mind. Except we're, I guess, spending all my mana. So maybe... Oh. What happened there? How are elephants so fast, man? I think they're getting some lucky. Every once in a while, monsters, yeah, will get slightly less than 1 turn of energy, slightly more. Adds a bit of randomization to the mix. No, let's try and... Yeah, I was afraid of that. And in that case, we kill you, and then we petrify you. Can I bring you up? No. That's fine. Petrifying stuff also seems to stop it from following us upstairs, so that's a good thing to maybe keep in mind for the future. Oh, you're still made of stone, hey? Stone arrow, yeah, a couple times. Perfect. Gets you petrifying right away. Oh, not enough magic, right? That makes sense. So this is kind of stupid of me. In fact, what I should probably do is just stand here, put on this trident, the reach on it. Oops. Let's try and go upstairs. Nice. Always a risk that we get pushed off by the elephants, but fortunately, not today. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward, just... Oh, no, don't hit ourselves. That's not what we're trying to do at all. Okay, I'm being a little risky here, which is never great. But never punished either, so... No complaints, I guess. Ooh, torpor snails. I don't like being made slow. It's always a very scary thing. Yeah, fortunately we get some mana back every time we kill things, thanks to our god choice. So that's something that has definitely been keeping our butt out of hot water here. Finally hit level 15 already. Wow. So we get another attribute improvement here. Definitely going to pop it into intelligence, keep that spell casting going. I really wish we'd find some higher level spells that are in our wheelhouse, but can't always get what you want, so we'll just sit tight for now. We'll switch back to our dagger in case something comes and tries to light us on fire. Perfect. Pretty much doing the mage equivalent of O-tabbing. Ooh, very scary. Hey, Torinski, DCSS power. Good evening. Good evening to you as well, Paul. How's it going? Run's still going alright. GrEE's still alive. Yeah, made it down to layer 6. Just clearing through the vault. Happened to be in a tricky situation just as you joined here. It's just mentioned that I was getting into the spellcaster equivalent of just holding down the tab key. I was using my spell macros to just slam out stone arrows, but yeah, Monka. Very Monkas. Very Monka. Do I want to teleport out of here is the question. That's a good emergency power button. Or emergency escape button. Not exactly power. Just trying to run away like the cowards we are. I still think I could almost fight all of these buddies except 5-headed Hydra. For whatever reason, I read that as 8. Very wrong. But it's nice when error in our favor, bank error in user's favor. And turns out, made some bad mistakes. This is why we don't walk towards the unknown. I was kind of hoping this would be a dead end. It's definitely not. So I'm going to save face a little bit here. Use a teleport early. The earlier you use your escape options, the less things we're going to have to spend trying to get out of there alive. So it's usually worth it in the long run. Just act early. But so far so good. Happy Easter. Yeah. Oh, it's nice long weekend too, most places. All good. All day and night away. Went to bed this afternoon. Just got up 2 hours ago. Started to grill. Nice. Yeah, oh yeah, it's 3 a.m. for you. Nice. Yeah, definitely late night. So it turns out we're just being completely surrounded by a whole bunch of baddies. No matter which way we go. So I'm going to run back to the stairs here. We're going to try and take it up, hopefully not get pushed off by this elephant, but if we do, there's one more stairway just around the corner. But we got lucky. Yeah, early morning grill. Nice. Okay. So this was exclusioned off just because of that scary amount of monsters, but now they've kind of permeated the full level, so I think I'm fairly safe to remove this. Let's double check what we left down there. 1 elephant, 1 Hydra. And this is the 8-headed Hydra. Okay, so there was an 8-headed Hydra around. That makes sense. Well, let's take a sip and think about this. We'll probably just play it safe. Head to this stairway over here, off in the corner. Yeah, and it's been a bit of a slow job fighting all these monsters, trying to pull them like this, but I think we're still not doing too poorly in terms of Zot Claw. Failed 80% twice, which is too bad. Third time, fourth time. Now I'm just throwing good money after, good money after bad. Is that how that saying goes? Well, son, the expression is completely lost on me. How about this? Let's just take you, Hydra, and take you upstairs. How many times should I keep trying to petrify this buddy? At some point we gotta change, right? Listening to instrumental piano jazz fits good to the gameplay stream. Yeah, no, I like having just the relaxing instrumental music for when I play DCSS. Gets me in the right mood. It offsets some of the stress that can happen when you're playing as well, too. But, how many times can we fail a 48% chance in a row, right? At some point, odds are in our favor. Here we go. Okay. So we'll use a couple more stone arrows. Even start to create a gap. Perfect. Okay, let's see how much damage this does. It's definitely a solid hit. I think I'm going to be ready to run away. Then I'm going to stand at a distance here. And just... Oh, no longer petrified. Run. That lob shots in from afar. And then we're back up to 6 mana, and there we go. Finally through with that, buddy. 8-headed Hydras are always just a little bit scary. Basically anything over 5 is usually when I start to pay a bit of attention. Oops, let the Moxon get up close, but we'll stone arrow that buddy to death and keep it on rolling here. Shouldn't be stepping towards monsters. That's always a recipe for disaster. But it keeps things interesting. What is with the plants and bushes that are sometimes attackable, destroyable? Sometimes they do have a special purpose. Like there are some vaults that are specifically designed to have like, oops, don't attack ourselves. Club plants behind stuff like that, because the plants won't destroy the shrubs, but if you destroy them, then you'll start to get hit by the club plants, stuff like that. No, yeah, they don't give any experience, the bushes. I think they might have been a very, very old version, but that was very quickly taken out to stop people from just tediously having to destroy every single bush. And then, yeah, I don't know if there are hidden objects under them. Sometimes you will see, like if you play tiles, you'll see the little question mark that shows multiple things are under there. I don't know if how it shows up on ASCII if you're playing in that mode. Because yeah, you can see if there's an item under a bush and if it's worth destroying, and you don't have to worry about checking each and every one, fortunately. Saves us a little bit of, tedium there. And in fact, I have noticed that in this latest version, I think they made it so that the second that plants take damage, they start to decay. Because that was not a thing we used to see before, or I used to see before. Which, here, we'll maybe test it on these bushes once we take care of this Hydra. Just running to the stairs, keep it nice and safe. Yeah, if we attack this, yeah, the plant begins to die. And it has withering away. So that's new as well. Sure, it prevents some kind of cheese or makes something a bit more feasible, tenable. Yeah, you play mostly tiles, only a few times. Doing ASCII for the fun of it, nice. Yeah, no, I originally played ASCII, but I think I'd have a bit of a hard time returning to it. Um, but I guess it's only really as difficult as when you start tiles for the first time and you have to learn what everything looks like. Because you never know with the size of the tiles in this game, since every monster fills their tile, there's no real sense of like size by looking at their sprites. So I always find it funny when I right click something and learn that it's like way tinier than I thought or way huger than I thought. There were like boulder beetles in the game at one point, and I did not expect them to be the size that they turned out. But this is fortunately fairly straightforward, just a bunch of yaks, so we'll just fire in stone arrows. Yeah, luckily with the mana regeneration, it's pretty quick for us to just take a few steps away from an enemy and regain a lot of our spell power here, which is pretty sweet. Oops, let's not hit ourselves. Keep accidentally rushing through fights, but now we're back in that tabbing for spellcasters, just slinging our spells out here with no regard. Yeah, do you know what? Let's LRD once, just to get some good starting damage. And there we go. Looks like we're now at the end of the vault here. Played ASCII very psychedelic. You made the terminal ASCII runs in transparent in the settings, then replaced music player psychedelic effects window behind it. Played it. That's really funny. Yeah, I can imagine it. It looks quite awesome. Uh, 70% transparency, you still get, yeah, a little bit of the effect, and it's just kind of a passive swirl behind. I like that. Treasure indeed. Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna read my identify, and have I found an amulet of faith? I don't know. We're gonna identify this just in case. Necklaces are one of the only things that I don't always want to just slam on, because if it's Necklace of Faith, it'll make our god happy, but it'll make our god unhappy if we take it off. We want to have those options. Yeah, such spinning colors and plasma effects and stone swirls too. Very cool. Okay, what do we drop here though? Actually, we made our one space of inventory needed to pick up these silver javelins, so we'll grab these, finish our little exploration. I'm very curious what's defending that vault. Oh, geez. Okay, we need to take out the snail right away. So that's going to be the big problem there. Then let's run. Oh, no. Another snail? Ouch. Okay. So now each time we step away, we're going to be taking a lot of hits. But if I can get out of sight of this dang snail, I just keep taking steps out of sight of the snail. Also, able to slam an LRD and hit both these buddies, so that's definitely worth it there. And look at that, we woke up the ice dragon that's hiding in that vault up there. So that's what guards all that treasure. That might be worth fighting. We have 2 pips of cold resist at our disposal with the ring, so definitely could be something we were able to tackle there. Let's just keep it moving. Fortunately, none of these monsters are too tough on their own. I say as I almost failed to kill a tyrant leech. At least those buddies are a little bit slower. Okay, so let's hit there. Try and make the most of our casts here. Ooh, cursed helmet. Yeah, fortunately, just kind of left it that way. Hasn't really affected us until we find something else we want to put on. Ooh, bunch of hornets here, but fortunately, yeah, as long as we can keep using LRD to hit multiple monsters at once, I do think it's a pretty good use of our mana. Okay, that snail is still going to be alive, I'm guessing. We'll probably just stand here, let stuff come to us. quite a little bit safe. There's that dang old snail. It was also scarier to fight a moment ago when we had to fight that last one. I thought the slow was the only scary part about these buddies, but turns out they pack a little bit of a punch as well. Ouch. Come on. Stone arrow. There we go. Heal ourselves speed up. So many torpor snails. Yeah, that's a sleeper of a deadly enemy. Don't seem like they're going to be much of a problem, but that slow effect is killer. Absolutely killer. I'd like to drop something and pick up this glowing chainmail. We'll probably drop all of these boomerangs. I'm carrying around all the throwables mostly through habit, but this character won't necessarily have to get too much into that, especially since we have shoals. We'll begin a lot of javelins, which are the best for throwing since they pierce through all enemies, so that's pretty much the only ones we'll need to keep around in the future. So maybe we'll drop some more of those right away. But while we're in a safe place here, hopefully nothing sneaks up on us. Try on the armor. Unfortunately, poison resistance, not quite something that we need whatsoever, but it's a good chance to check. Even in this heavy chainmail armor, Petrify is the only thing that gets a bit tougher to cast. And it's not even that bad of a chance. So we might switch to this +4 chainmail fire resistance that we've been lugging around. And that's where, yeah, all this armor training is finally coming into handy here. Because the more experience you have in that skill, the better you are at casting spells in armor. And I think it also probably applies to your evasion as well, I believe. Because there is an encumbrance penalty on all kind of heavy armor. So let's bring these 3 buddies up with us, just so we don't get covered by an onslaught of enemies there. And back down we go, and rinse and repeat. We spent almost no time clearing out the entire lair branch until these final 2 floors have just been a bit of a process for sure. And that looks like everything. So, nice dragon. I want to examine the ice dragon. About 90 health. Just looks dangerous. Doesn't look extremely dangerous. That's always good. Cold breath is 3d24 damage, but we have 2 pips of ice resist, so that should decrease that a whole bunch. 17, 17, and 17. So 3 times 17 is max damage. Don't even really need the gold, but I like fighting the dragon lairs. They're one of the few like ruined doors that's not overtly suicidal to rush into right when you see it. It's a bit more level appropriate. Go back to this dragon. May even be able to petrify this buddy. That wouldn't be too shabby. I'm feeling kind of lucky. We're at 33 armor class now. Not too bad. We're opening this door. We have a 65% chance to paralyze you. 65% chance to paralyze you. Oh boy. Oh, we failed casting it once. That makes sense. It's at 9% now. Right. Okay, that one worked. And now we'll LRD directly behind you. This giant stone wall. Love to see it. No problems whatsoever.